Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Nona from thealignlover.com. I have my second video in this new series in which I explore some possible connections between cognitive type and style. So if you haven't checked out my first video where I look into the TE leads, please check it out. I'll link it in the description box. But today we are looking at the NE leads, the NETI and NEFI, or the ENTP and ENFP. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Before we get into it, I just want to say that I use and I will only use Voltology.com as a database for typing because the typings are consistent. I really love the system, and not just anyone can submit typing. You have to be certified by the creator, I believe, so it makes it more consistent and dependable for me. All right, so our first example of the ENTP, or someone who has the lead NE, or extroverted intuition, second slot of introverted thinking, third slot of extroverted feeling, and fourth slot of introverted sensing. ENTP, first example, the beautiful Elizabeth Olsen. So what I am seeing with these outfits is this lovely, charmingly frazzled but stylish professor who is on the go, who likes to move around. And real quick, I choose these outfits because I think they magnify this subject's persona. They kind of extend their persona. The clothes aren't wearing them, they're not fighting with them. I'm not looking at seasonal color palette at all here. I'm not looking too much into the shapes of the clothes and the specifics of whether certain necklines are the best or certain pant lengths are the best for them. I'm just looking at the kind of vibe of the outfit, and we'll just say that if the outfit fits well, if the clothes fit well, then they're gonna be good. I'm not choosing any outfits in which the subjects are wearing clothes that just don't fit them size-wise. All right, so back to the topic. What I'm seeing again is this lovely, relaxed, breezy, easygoing, mobile, friendly kind of wardrobe that's quite simple, and it looks quite adaptable and versatile. There's nothing very fussy or high maintenance about it, but there's still this lovely sense of polish, this vein of elegance that is running through it in the backdrop. But the most, I guess, prominent aspect, I would say, is this sense of looseness mixed with a thoughtful structure. That's why I think they tend to look like a professor, whether they're teaching on campus or on vacation, or off to sign some book deal or visit a symposium. They just have this very cerebral but relaxed vibe to them. So how this ties into cognitive functions, and again, I am not an expert on this. I'm just kind of like theorizing and talking out loud, okay? So I'm thinking their lead NE is making them very prone to strategizing, or I would say prioritizing, a sense of movement, freedom, and mobility, and that includes creating a wardrobe that doesn't demand too much from them, a relatively low maintenance and versatile wardrobe. But because they have their FE in the third kind of like playful slot, I would say they have more fun dressing up and changing up their look to fit certain occasions or situations. They are aware of how their looks can influence how people receive them, how they're perceived, and how they can influence certain situations. So they also, I think, tend to play with the versatility of clothing, finding new ways of using one item for a range of different purposes. So I would say their wardrobe can be a little bit modular, as in you can create different shapes and pieces out of basic like building blocks. But until they get to that modular wardrobe that works seamlessly for them, they're probably going to spend lots and lots of time exploring and developing their style probably more than a lot of people care to do. All right, our next example is Anne Hathaway, and I just think she looks so charismatic and lovable, and like herself when she wears these casual, relaxed, but still slightly more polished and I would say smart outfits. There's something smart about the way that they dress. Now, I'm not trying to hate, but when Anne Hathaway dresses to, I would say, emphasize perhaps a more sexy or polished look in day-to-day life, I think she loses some of that charm, and that charm is what made her such a good fit for the Princess Diaries because she just has this natural smartness and effortlessness and beauty to her and this charisma to her. So maybe if you resonate with this type, maybe if you try too hard, you actually look less attractive. And I don't mean just conventionally sexually attractive. I mean, you're less likely to attract people who will give you energy back, if that's what you're looking for. And our last example of this type is the lovely Rebecca Hall. Love her, obsessed with her face. Anyways, she has a little bit more of a sophisticated range of outfits here. But there's still that sense of nonchalance, a breezy relaxation, mobility, and movement. It's sophisticated, it's elegant, but it doesn't look high maintenance or fussy or cold or stark. There's a fluidity and a warmth to this type of this. It's a very curious kind of like warm river, if that makes sense. But yeah, in terms of style, simple, decisive, relaxed items that go together really well. And then there's this lovely vein of cozy warmth that just creates this lovely bubble around them and it makes them more inviting and I would say easier to interact with, a little bit more fluid, especially in social situations. All right, vastly different kind of style going on. The ENFP. Our first ENFP example is Regina Spectre. I listened to her album way too much. So I would say this style or this type tends to have a style that can be a little bit twee, like Zoe Deschanel in the noughties. Cheerful, quirky, animated, eclectic, lots of self-expression, very playful, almost like little girlish, ingenue-ish, if you want to compare it to any like essence type. They tend to dress in a way that creates a bubble of sunshine and cheerfulness around them. They're very connected to their inner child and they love to kind of magnify their inner child. So how I think this ties into the cognitive functions. The any here is about possibilities, and self-expression, and that can look like random ways of expressing yourself, as in they'll probably walk into like a random store and choose, I would say, random items because they vibe with it, they find it lovely and valuable, and because they have that FI, they can dress in a way that really polarizes them. They want to connect with and invite kindred souls into their circle, into their environment, and they might want to repel people who they deem not as valuable or as harmonious with them. So they can dress in a way that influences their social circle or like kind of acts even more like a status symbol, if you will. All right, so when the ENFP gets it right, it's great, but they can give themselves a lot of trouble because they tend to love such an eclectic range of clothing, but they still do want some sort of system and some sort of efficiency in their life. So working that out can be a little bit tricky, but it's okay if they mess up because their outfits are still super cute. All right, our second example is Kate Makuchi. I really hope I said that right. But anyways, we see that lovely, colorful, high energy, animated, girlish charm going on, very youthful, happy, voluminous and bubbly shapes that are not like sensually round. They have like this perkiness to them. It's very upright and happy. Like it reminds me of little seedlings in spring when they just like pop up and they're so green and so vivid, but still quite delicate. That is what this type reminds me of. And lastly, we have the lovely Jennifer Lawrence, and I love her in these outfits because I think they really support her personality, her charm, her charisma. These outfits just communicate so well her fun-loving attitude, her sense of humor. She just looks so lovely and I would say attractive. And again, not just attracting sexual in a sexual way, but like attracting people who would very easily love her or harmonize with her or just want to be around her. So this is just such a cute collage of her. So she does this by mixing textures and patterns and adding an unexpected choice of shoe wear, I would say, or footwear. So again, fun patterns, slightly geometric or chunky shoes, and this lovely sense of cuddliness or warmth. Like in these outfits, she looks like she's gonna give you a hug. And to ground these ideas, here are just some example outfits I would make for the types. For the ENTP, again, stylish but cozy, slightly frazzled on the go professor. So a cute turtleneck with some fun detail, like this little shoulder detail, really used soft vintage jeans, fun little loafers, a scarf, of course. A used vintage purse and a canvas tote bag for probably the 5 million books and notebooks that they are carrying around at all times. And for our adorable ENFP friends, something really cheerful and cozy and happy and high energy. Like when you look at their outfit, you just feel this sunshine or this playfulness around them. So a cute color contrasted crochet or embroidered top, fun little cropped kick flares, that little flare at the bottom and the cropped length gives it that playfulness, studded clogs, and a fun furry teddy coat. Alright, that was it for this video. I will see you in the next video.